Hello everyone, welcome to Mars in the 10th house of your chart. This video is good for you if Mars is placed 10 houses away from your ascendant or indeed from your moon sign. It's also good for a Western chart, but just make sure you have equal house or sign for a house system. I'm also looking at the important aspects which Mars makes from this position. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below and let's begin. What then is the 10th house in your chart? It's the house of your career, your status, your prominence in the world. It's how you project yourself out into the world. When people see you and they don't know who you are as a person, they actually judge you by this house. So they see you as something else, maybe a secretary, a doctor, a lawyer, a business person, CEO, whatever you are, they see your status by the 10th house. But more essentially, 10th house is your karma in the world, the deeds you are projecting out into the world. It's what you are giving back to society, how you are contributing to society itself. In fact, the 10th house is so important, it actually has 4 planetary karakas. The sun is karaka here, the government, the king. Jupiter also, professional success, intelligence and wealth. Primary karaka is Mercury, because Mercury is the ability to learn. Without the skill, we cannot do any job at all. And Shani, for Shani is the hard work, the application that we need for any advancement in this life. And who then is Mars? Mars is known as Mongol in the Vedic system, or Kartikeya, the general of the army of the gods. He's a fighter for justice, the policeman of the universe, and has endless courage. He's a karaka for brother, property, anger, and is always malefic. He shows action in our lives and he drives out impurity. But he brings structure also. He represents mathematical, computer skills and sporting activities, but he's often angry, cruel and violent, so definitely needs to be control in our lives for best effect. So what happens when the powerful planet Mars is dominating your chart in this way? First of all, Mars gets enormous energy here. The karmas of Mars tend to dominate your life, but to understand the karmas, you have to see the sign position of Mars. That will give you the understanding of the karmas that will drive you forward in many circumstances. Check the link below and I will link at the end of the video to Mars in all signs. Whatever the sign though, Mars will certainly spur your ambitions in your career. You are independent, highly goal-orientated, action-orientated. You want to do everything under your own steam. You don't like people on your back, people telling you what to do. You find this intensely irritating. What you tend to see with the 10th house Mars, though, is that only after age 28, when Mars matures, do you find your true direction in life. After that time, you are on the right path if Mars is unafflicted. But if there are other malefics in this house or aspecting this house, there can be struggle to find the right place. But you know, you will never give up. Mars in this house will give you such energy that no matter what opposition, no matter how many false starts you find, once you find who you are, what you want to do in life, nothing will stop you making a complete success of it. But despite the independence of this 10th house Mars, it doesn't always indicate self-employment or business. For that, you have to see 7th house Lord and planets in the 7th house. Mars in the 10th, though, just like Mars in all Kendra, tends to give you a very sharp temper, and sometimes this can really cause difficulties with your co-workers and even with your boss. At the very least, depending on sign placement, there can be a lot of conflicts in your workplace, and it can hinder your progress if there is affliction. Mars in the 10th is a definite risk taker. You're not afraid to step out into the unknown, to start something new, to take a chance on a new area of employment. And this can be very good because you like nothing more than starting from the beginning and working up to great success. But you're a little bit impatient, there's no doubt. You want things to happen fast, and this can trip you up sometimes. At a very basic level, of course, Mars, as a general of the army of the gods, is going to treat the career as a battle, as a war that has to be won. You've got a strategy, you've got a purpose, you're looking at the competitors and you are out to defeat them. And in many careers, you see, that are very cutting edge, Mars can be ultimately successful, taking you right to the top in an amazingly fast way. Once again, though, you have to look at the aspects to see how difficult and challenging this will be. But still, with the 10th house Mars, you're definitely up for the battle. Mars is Karaka for engineering work, computing, mathematics, and everything to do with the army, the police, and security. So all of these areas can be very good for a 10th house Mars. But ultimately, you're going to have to look at your 10th house Lord and your D10 to find what you will do. Whatever it is, though, Mars will give you the edge that pushes you to success no matter what the opposition. Let's look now at the important aspects Mars makes to the first house of self, fourth house of home and country, and the fifth house of education, children, and creativity. The fourth aspect of Mars on the first house of ascendant is one of control. So you want to control yourself. Now, on the one hand, this can be good. You can be very physical, sporty, going to the gym, taking care of your health physically. You can be excellent at putting yourself onto diets and so on. All of these things, Mars gives you discipline on the ascendant on yourself. But on the other hand, with a negative Mars here, you can put negative stress on yourself. You demand a lot from yourself, and this can cause frustration. So stress levels can go rocketing. Watch your blood pressure. Mars rules blood pressure. The seventh aspect of Mars is on the fourth house of home and property. Now, because Mars is Karaka for property, this can be very good indeed, depending, of course, if there are no malefics here. If you have malefics in the fourth house, they will hinder Mars for some time. But ultimately, Mars aspecting here gives you good property deals. You can make wealth through real estate, etc. But there's always a bit of conflict in your home life itself and in your family life. Early family may have had discord, a changeable, unsettled atmosphere, and there can also be difficulty sometimes in your relationship with your mother. The eighth aspect of Mars is one of change and transformation. Now, Mars in the 10th house, by the way, often gives many ups and downs in life, and nowhere is it more obvious than in the 5th house. Your education can be broken early in life by many factors outside of your control. You may have to move school, etc., or you may just get fed up on a course very quickly and just completely change onto a whole new educational track. You see, Mars makes you a very impatient learner because you're such a fast learner, something to be cautious about. The aspect of Mars on the 5th house indicates once again that you're a risk taker, particularly in speculative venture. Watch out, because if there are malefics in this house, it can go very badly for you. But if there are good aspects from the 5th house Lord to here, then actually you can make good gains on stock market, some of you. Again, check out all the other Virgo charts like D9 and D10 with this Mars to be certain. But definitely Mars will make you a disciplinarian with your children. There can be conflicts also with them sometimes. And finally, Mars, by this 8th aspect, will always take you out of a tricky situation. No matter how far down you go, you will always come up again, because Mars will inspire you with so many creative solutions to your problems. On your screen right now, Mars in all the signs. Check out the karmas behind your 10th house Mars. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now, and God bless everyone.